Look, I think, and I've been very vocal on this, that the federal government have failed older Queenslanders, repeatedly failed older Queenslanders, and the evidence that has been heard by the Royal Commission, the stories that you have all reported on are nothing short of heartbreaking, and clearly the government needs to step in and do more. That includes better funding, but also more active and better regulation. Funding isn't the only solution, but it clearly needs to be part of it. Availability of places, home care. The fact that people are waiting so long for home care packages that by the time they get them, they already need a higher level of care. They're the kinds of things that the Morrison government needs to address. And what I've found disappointing is that the evidence of this has been clear all along. There was no need for them to wait for the report before they act. They could have and should have been acting throughout.
How are plans for the AstraZeneca doses going? Does the state know yet how many doses it will receive next week? While we received some information from the Commonwealth about what to anticipate, we can't action the arrival of those vaccines until they are here, until we know that we are getting them. And so Queensland Health is constantly monitoring that and making sure that we get those vaccines out as quickly as possible. What I'd emphasise and what the Chief Health Officer has said is that the most important thing here isn't how many people we vaccinate in the first week or the second week or the third week. It's how quickly we get everyone vaccinated, and particularly our vulnerable groups and our frontline workers. That's what will change how we can get back to normal after this pandemic.
Do we set too low a target for the rollout for the first few weeks? I mean, the other states seem to give the percentage of vaccines that they have used and vaccinated. Ours seems to be pretty low.
Look, it's incredibly important that we get this right, and as I say, the number we do in the first or second week isn't what's important. It's how quickly we can get it out and how confident our community is in getting it, and that's been the priority here. I think I have a lot of confidence in Queensland Health and the Chief Health Officer's planning and ability to deliver this. And where we've seen the system fall down have been on the Commonwealth side, where they are rolling out the vaccines in aged care at the moment.
The target for the first week was 1,000. What's the target for this week?
I appreciate this is a topic that I have substantial historic knowledge of, Lydia, but you'd have to address that to the Health Minister. We're happy to get you that information.
Cameron's been asking for more information repeatedly on the welfare proposal. Have you supplied that, and why haven't you?
We've supplied extensive plans on this proposal. I understand that the Morrison government have consistently come back with that excuse, but it's just an excuse. There is more than sufficient information for them to at least provide in principle support for the concept. Once they do that, and once they provide some information about how they will support it, then the Wagners will be in a better position to fill out some of those details. But a lot of the detail has been prepared. This is an opportunity, a great opportunity for us to have a national quarantine set up, for us to bring more people back, for us to keep our communities safer, for us to avoid another snap lockdown like we've unfortunately seen as a result of recent outbreaks from hotel quarantine.
So Queensland won't be giving any more information to the feds on the proposal?
We're consistently sharing information with the feds, and obviously there's a National Cabinet meeting on Friday. I know the Premier is very keen to have this discussion, as is the Victorian Government, who have their own proposal for a near airport quarantine facility. Between the two of those, we could get lots more people back here safer without potentially exposing our communities. On the topic of National Cabinet, I understand that today the federal government have extended the ban on international travel for a further 6 months, and in doing so, I think they need to accept that that means that workers and businesses and industries and towns that are disproportionately exposed to international tourism need ongoing support. At the moment, JobKeeper ends at the end of the month, and we anticipate 50,000 Queenslanders will lose their job at that point. the withdrawal of JobKeeper as well as the COVID supplement represents something like a 3% withdrawal of GDP from the Australian economy. And if you go to places like Cairns and the Gold Coast and the Sunshine Coast, that 50,000 jobs lost represents something like 15 or 16% of their pre-COVID employment levels. We can't afford that, and we also can't afford for those businesses to close that deliver the tourism products that attract people to our state. We won't just be able to turn them back on once our airports are open again and once we're inviting people back from overseas, and so there is an important interest for our economy in keeping those products, the products that we sell overseas, are open and available so that they are there once international travel returns sometime down the track.